and admitted she'd been keeping a notebook since high school filled with ways to destroy me. He'd found it hidden in their closet with pages and pages of plans dating back years. Ryan was scared for their baby and was meeting with a custody lawyer the next morning. He offered to testify on our behalf if we needed him in court against Melissa. 3 weeks after the baby shower, everything exploded online when Melissa posted a completely made-up story on Facebook. She claimed I'd been stalking her for months and included photos she'd edited to make it look like I was following her. The post had fake text messages she'd created showing me threatening her and her baby. Within hours, the post had been shared hundreds of times in Buffalo mom groups. Strangers started sending me death threats through Facebook and Instagram. Someone posted our home address in the comments saying I deserved whatever happened to me. Daniel contacted the FBI that afternoon about the cyber stalking and death threats. They took it seriously and said they'd open an investigation into the harassment campaign. Meanwhile, my blood pressure kept climbing higher at every doctor visit. Dr. Torres put me on modified bed rest and said I couldn't leave the house except for medical appointments. The twin size difference was getting worse and she was worried about early delivery. Being trapped at home while Melissa spread lies about me online felt like being in prison. I'm really wondering how Linda got involved in all this. Did Melissa convince her to help, or was it Nathan's mom Carol who pulled her in? The way the hospital caught her accessing those files 17 times makes me think about what exactly I watched from bed as the hate comments poured in on every social media platform. Grace started taking screenshots of everything for a defamation lawsuit she was helping us file. She documented every lie, every threat, every piece of harassment for our legal team. Daniel took time off work to stay home and take care of me full time. He brought me breakfast in bed every morning and sat next to me reading to the twins. He'd put his hands on my belly and tell them how much we loved them already. His voice was the only thing keeping me sane while our world fell apart around us. 2 days later, the police showed up at our door with news about Linda. She was being arrested for the HIPAA violations and faced up to 10 years in federal prison. The investigation revealed she'd been feeding Melissa information about my pregnancy for months. She'd sent Melissa copies of my ultrasounds, my blood work results, even my weight at each appointment. Nathan filed for divorce that same day, disgusted by what Linda had done to our family. The family was completely broken apart with everyone taking sides and pointing fingers. A month after the baby shower, I was sitting by my bedroom window when I saw a process server walking up to our door. My heart sank as Daniel answered and took the thick envelope of papers. Melissa was suing both of us for alienation of affection and conspiracy to ruin her reputation. She was also suing for emotional distress and claimed we'd turned her family against her on purpose. The lawsuit demanded $500,000 in damages plus legal fees. We were already spending thousands on our lawyer for the restraining order and criminal cases. Now we needed a civil attorney too, and the bills were piling up faster than we could pay them. Emma called that night and told me to come to her office first thing in the morning. I sat across from her desk while she spread out papers and started making lists. She filed 3 separate lawsuits against Melissa for defamation, emotional distress, and harassment. She pressed criminal charges against Carol for the assault at the baby shower. She warned me this could take months or even years to resolve, but we had to fight back. 2 weeks later, I woke up at 3 in the morning with sharp pains shooting through my belly. Daniel drove me to the hospital while I gripped the door handle and tried to breathe through the contractions. The nurse hooked me up to monitors and called Dr. Torres, who rushed in still wearing his pajama pants under his white coat. He gave me shots to stop the labor and explained the twins wouldn't survive if they came now at 24 weeks. I stayed in the hospital for 3 days on bed rest while the contractions slowly stopped. Melissa posted on Facebook about karma catching up to me while I was still hooked up to the monitors. Ryan showed up at my hospital room the second day with flowers hidden under his jacket. He sat in the chair next to my bed and apologized for everything that had happened. He told me Melissa had been prescribed medication for her mental health but refused to take it. He was